Hey everyone, Lorobbees Apiary here. We are out here at the big tree yard. It is January 2nd. It's right around lunchtime and it is very cold. Here in this part of Georgia, pretty much since Christmas, we've had a bit of a, finally the appropriate temperature for the time of the year. So, you know, we had having lows in the 20s, highs in the 40s. So weather we should be having, whereas most of December went back and forth between hot and cold. In fact, Christmas was very warm down here. But the reason why we're out here today is because we're doing oxalic acid treatments. And what I'm going to be using to do that, if you watched any of my previous videos, is this Lorrobbees 18-volt InstantVap. So, you know, last year was my first year using it and loved it. This thing has been awesome. It's been a great little piece of equipment. Probably overkill for my size of, you know, what I've been using as far as like how many hives I have. But, you know, for a sideline operation, you know, mid-size, I think this thing's great. I really do. It makes quick work out of using, you know, comparison to the old wand, which I brought out just because I don't have my car battery with me to use this one today, the classic one. But honestly, once you've used the InstaVap or really any of those vaporizers that are not the wand style, it is really hard to go back, but you do pay for it. I mean, these things are only like 50 bucks, whereas this is like, you know, a lot more. So don't remember how much I got that one for, but it was in like the 200 or so range, so it's not cheap. But, you know, stuff that we always bring when we do our oxalic acid treatments: eye protection, you know, respiratory protection, this 3M breathing mask. We've got the oxalic acid itself out here, and spare battery for the InstaVap. There's different models. If you go on their website, you can buy different style, but this is a 20-volt battery that I believe is compatible with like DeWalt style tools. So, you know, just keep that in mind when you look online and you look at the different models available. If you already have lithium batteries, make itself easier for you and get one of something you already have, so you don't have to drop a bunch of money on a big battery. So, but again, we're just out here at Big Tree Yard. We're gonna knock out the oxalic since it is cold enough that there should be a brood break. I was at another yard earlier today, and while I finished doing oxalic at all those, and it seemed like everything was fine. You know, there were some hives that were quieter than others, so hopefully we don't have any dead outs and they're just hibernating, you know, not hibernating, but you know what I mean, staying calm and huddled together. So didn't see a whole lot of movement in a few of them, but they still needed the treatment done. The last time any of my bees had gotten a treatment was in late September, and that was my fall treatment, which I had used either Formic Pro or I had used, let's see, I believe Apagard if I had any left remaining. So I just bring that up because, you know, as a lot of beekeepers will tell you, gone are probably the days where we can get away with only doing, you know, 2 treatments in a year. I mean, you can do it, but you'll probably lose some bees. And I know it's expensive to do multiple treatments in a year, but 3 is the minimum for me. And most of the time I end up doing 4 treatments in a year. So 3 is where I want to stay at if I can keep my bees where I need them to be. So again, all we're doing is the mite treatment with oxalic, which is obviously a great option for the winter. The queen is usually not laying any eggs, and this is a great time to hit them with the acid and hopefully if there are any phoretic mites, so mites that are on the bodies of the bees, it'll knock those out, since normally the varroa mite is going to be underneath the brood cell or the capping, where the oxalic acid will most likely not reach them. So we're gonna do that, and I will pause and give you some updates of anything else that I see as we go along. All right, that's it. That's just a quick little update. Like I said, just finished the ones right here. Didn't take too long. However, my vaporizer battery did give out at the very end there, so I got lucky. I need to make sure I either bring a spare or better charge the one in advance for next time. But that's pretty much it, folks. Like I said, we're just going out here, giving that oxalic acid treatment. You know, realistically, I try to do this twice over the winter. So, you know, I know normally, if you listen to most folks, the best way to do it is pretty much to space it out pretty close together. You know, you definitely want to make sure that the queen has not started laying yet. There's a good chance she will come February, in preparation for, you know, what will be the spring swarming season. You know, last year, most of my hives, I had to already start doing splits by late Feb in preparation, because I could tell on a warm day, when I found a warm February day, that they were getting ready, especially if it's a, you know, a year old at most, year less old queen. They will be ramping up. So for me, I will probably be coming back out here and doing one more oxalic acid, maybe at the end of the month. You know, normally people will space out maybe like every week or 2 weeks, but I'm just gonna hit them up with 2 going into spring, and I'll be happy with that, honestly, just for myself. So like I said, tons of different ways to do it. There's a lot of great advice online about how you might want to consider your oxalic acid treatment for the winter months, but that's how I am planning on doing it. Right now, these ladies are a little frustrated that I did do it to them. They're out on the front fanning themselves. You can tell they're covered in the stuff. I used about 3 grams, in case anyone was asking or wondering. For my hives, you know, a lot of that's dependent upon hive size as to how big it is, determining if you need to use more or less. But my standard has been 3 grams, which, even though I don't have my vaporizer with me, they have little notches on basically the canister that tell you if it's 1 gram, 2 gram, or 3 grams. But that's pretty much it, folks. Like I said, hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a good holiday, good Christmas, good New Year. Hopefully your bees are doing fine, because, you know, pretty soon, like I said, a warm day, if there happens to be one, might actually do a check in February and determine who's going to get split and figure out who survived over the hard part of the winter, which we are definitely in right now. We're in the full cold. They've barely touched some of their sugar feed that I've given them on top of these feeders. They were taking it down pretty good in November and early December, but they've almost slowed down completely on touching the emergency feed. So either way, hope your bees are doing well. Y'all stay safe, take care, catch you on the next one.